जो भी है तुम मारी काय को।
मेरे बॉयफ्रेंड से बुलू बुलू करेगी तो धोपतूंगी ना उसको।
अच्छा बहुत बड़ी गुंडी है तू।
Now, before I share the next batch of Skinxiety secrets, I wanted to share another personal favorite character from Bollywood who all of us secretly have wanted to be like.
खुन्नस में हाँ
तू रिप्लाई क्यों किया? बोल। अलबीना दादरकर।
अपनी अलविना
अपनी काहे की अपनी?
है सफीना।
I mean, look at her. She's outspoken, fearless, protective, unapologetic. And if all of this was not enough, she's like so pretty that she like legit does not need makeup. And if this was not enough, she of course had like the best boy that all of Mumbai wanted so badly. Basically, Safina was that girl for all of us.
ए ऑक्टोपस, हाथ हटा।
सफीना तू इधर राड़ा मत चालू कर।
But with all the memes and bottle scenes and Kaleshi core edits, all of us conveniently forgot that our that girl Safina would have also had a that girl version in her mind.
अल्लाह, क्या करना है तुझे? बाहर जाना है, दोस्तों के साथ पार्टी करना है, मुझे पिक्चर देखना है, कॉन्सर्ट देखना है, लिपस्टिक लगाना है, लड़कों से बात करना है, चुप चुप की नहीं, आप लोगों के सामने। सुहानी की पेरेंट्स उसको जैसी है वैसे रहने देते हैं। आप लोग करोगे ऐसा, मुझको अलाओ।
And maybe that's the thing about Skinxiety, that to someone else you could be the girl that they so badly want to be and look like, but little does everyone know that every that girl also has a that girl version in her mind, and being away from that version makes her suffer in silence for life.
I wish I was taller.
I wish I was shorter.
I wish I was thinner.
I wish I was stronger.
I would like to have lighter skin.
I would like to have darker skin.
Sometimes I wish I had blue eyes. I'd like to have smaller breasts.
I'd like to have curly hair.
I wish I had straight hair.
Turns out, most insecurities never leave. They just tend to grow up with us.
Still see myself being a 12-year-old girl standing in the front of mirror saying shittiest words I could even imagine. Like, dude, you are not beautiful. Like, look at you. You are a piece of shit. Like, those words hurt.
And maybe that's why it hurts so much, because no matter what's happening inside of your head, you just expect it to look okay while it's happening. Sadly, the world is not always kind towards weakness, which is why you should never let your appearance give away the internal battles that you're fighting.
That's it, I'm not going.
Hi girls, my name is Isha here, and in this video I'm going to share the next batch of Skinxiety hacks that are dark, unusual and madly effective that work on an anxiety wreck like me. So without wasting more time, let's go. Greycast is what happens when fatigue, dehydration, stress, hormonal fluctuations, poor sleep, surface buildup and inflammation all decide to gang up on your face at the same time. It's the face equivalent of your phone entering low power mode, like everything still works but nothing looks good. It's also one of the biggest reasons women suddenly feel like they've aged overnight, developed a period face, or somehow looked worse despite a 52-step skincare routine. And that's what makes it so dangerous, because unlike the black and white pictures that will hide every possible flaw, the grey cast in real life on your actual face is just one going to create a lot of problems that never existed, and the ones that are there on your face, they'll be exaggerated to like a Godzilla level. Think of grey cast as under eye oxidation but spread across your entire face. And unlike oxidized concealer, makeup cannot fully cover it. Statistically, women experience more fatigue than men, while also having thinner skin and lower oil production, making grey cast very much an all women's problem. So here's the absolute SOS solution to get the grey cast off your face. Fizzy facials are the bubbly cousin of ice water facials. Fill a bowl with chill sparkling water or soda water in our normal language and dunk your face into it for 10 to 15 seconds at a time. What I love about this hack is that it feels like an ice dunk, face wash and a very gentle chemical peel all at once. Once upon a time, I read a very cool book. This was pre-Wanderlust influencer era, and of course there was Kamina's Queen, which got me very excited to solo travel across some interesting places. In one of my earliest trips, that realization came in that I'm very jhalla. Back then I did not know the difference between still and sparkling water, and in all these hypermarkets there, they all used to be placed together, and surprisingly the sparkling water used to be cheaper than still water. Then my gujju as will just pick up whatever that costs lesser. So that'll be like me carrying 4 to 5 liters of sparkling water and going back to my dorm. Now, for whatever reason, I just cannot have plain soda or sparkling water to save my life. And while of course I was dehydrated yet on a very tight budget and sitting with like 5 liters of something that looked like water that I was unable to drink, was a very hard place for me to be in. So there was a Chinese girl who was staying in the same dorm as she could of course visibly see that I'm not okay. So she sort of asked if I am, and I told her that this happened. So she actually said that in China we sort of wash our faces with it. And I thought there's some communication gap. But then eventually she showed me like the China's version of Google and YouTube, and she like, see, we actually wash our faces, you know, as like almost like a peel level effect to have instant brightening. And weirdly enough, she was so right. Over the years, I've realized that physifacials are the skincare equivalent of sucking an ice cube or eating a Sour Patch candy during a panic attack. The sensation is unusual enough to interrupt whatever sluggish state your skin seems to be stuck in. Soda water has a pH surprisingly close to healthy skin, allowing it to cleanse without being overly harsh. The carbonation creates thousands of microscopic bubbles that act like tiny brushes, helping lift oil, debris, and dead skin from the surface, while the cold temporarily tightens the skin and boosts circulation. The result is a face that looks brighter, fresher, and more awake. And unlike most glow-up hacks, this is literally just water. For best results, use freshly opened, unflavored, ice cold, and just a couple of times a week. Think emergency glow up and not daily skincare. So there's a deleted scene from Gully Boy that I find very fascinating. Safina's run away from her home, and for the first time in her life, no one's controlling her or watching her. Let's watch the clip. And while she waits for her train to freedom, she takes off her scarf and starts applying makeup, which is strange, right? Because there's no one to impress, there's no one even looking at her. Yet, this is the first thing she chooses to do. Maybe because when life gets overwhelming, looking better or appearance feels like the most solvable problem for us women. And that's the reason so many of us honestly work this hard, not for attention, but just to feel 1% better about ourselves and just experience freedom from all our mental issues again. But tell me, if appearance could solve everything for Safina, why did she feel so threatened by Albina and Sky? We'll find out after this point.
I am very, 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 very upset about this.
You don't look upset.
It's the Botox.
Dynamic and static lines are basically post-it notes your face leaves for the world. They announce fatigue, stress, weight gain, anxiety, and exhaustion because line is what makes the whole problem visible. You see, you only notice a bra bulge because of the crescent that forms around, or love handles because the curve appears around them, or puffiness because a line exists underneath. Without the line, most of these things wouldn't look nearly as dramatic, which is why lines are often the final nail in the coffin. But here's the uncomfortable truth. No cream, no serum, no color corrector, no amount of god-tier makeup skills can save you from lines. Yes, sure, momentarily you can conceal them, take a shot, but then know that there's a reason why makeup artists rush to the actors' faces to cover up all the lines which will immediately start showing up in like no time. These lines originate deeper than any skincare can ever reach and conceal them all you want. But sooner or later, makeup settles into these creases and the line eventually wins. Trust me, I have not been sleeping well, and any which ways I have a disastrous under eye area. So you have no idea for the number of times I've gone in and out of the frame just to like not have panda eyes. But yeah. Here's the entire bouquet of lines that can show up on the face over the years, and not to make you paranoid but to make you observant, because lines are surprisingly age agnostic and they're also natural collection points for oil, makeup, sweat, dead skin, and shadow, which is why they often become the first thing the eye notices. And of course, the beauty industry is so smartly and conveniently dumped the whole premise of lines on aging, because that way they can actually sell pre-aging, aging, anti-aging products to women starting age 10 or 11, something that Drunk Elephant is doing, until the women are alive. Contrary to what the Botox economy tells us, the only long-term solution to delaying lines is not less movement, it's better movement, because your face is a system. Just like one blocked pipe can affect an entire building, one chronically tense or underused area of the face eventually forces the rest of it to compensate, and compensation is often what shows up as lines. And if there's one thing that I keep repeating in all my videos, is that every curve has a muscle underneath. So your skin is just the messenger of all the conversations that are happening in between muscles throughout our body. Which brings me to the next set of movements that trains the tongue, lips, jaw, cheeks, and facial muscles to work together more efficiently, called oral motor training. In beauty terms, it's one of the few practices that targets the machinery underneath the lines rather than the lines themselves. Now, before you panic thinking that oral motor training sounds just even fancier than facial yoga, please know it's so much fun, so much easy, and you absolutely need nothing except the intent and your face. You know, I was so tempted to give you a 52-step facial yoga routine, but remembering all of this is so exhausting. So instead, I'm putting some reference images here, screenshot them, save them, and do them while watching TV, doom scrolling, sitting in traffic, or pretending to listen in a meeting. Because from the way I see it, oral motor training is not rocket science. The goal is simply to move your face more than you currently do. Pinterest is full of ideas if you want more, but honestly the easiest hack is to copy the faces and sounds kids make all day long, or simply copy the expressions I'm making in this time lapse, do each one 5 to 10 times. The whole thing shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. Remember, your face was designed for expression, not storage. On a completely different note, that there's actually a place called the Face Gym in Bandra. Of course, normal gym you will not go, but Face Gym. So why exactly did Safina feel so threatened by the two women? One, Albina, who looked a lot like Safina, and Sky, who looked like Freedom to Safina. You see, our That Girl version's range is insane. It would definitely be someone who's very similar to us, but it will also be someone who's mythically impossibly hard to be. And it gets so bad sometimes that it's just us versus ourselves, like the earlier version, future version, current version, alongside the other That Girls that exist in our mind. Which is why appearance anxiety is more of comparison anxiety. The comparison group chat happens inside your mind, whereas all the effects, the visible ones, will be seen on your face, eyes, and of course body. But if the situation is so bad and so universal for all of us women, is it possible for confidence and insecurity to coexist in the same person? Let's find out after this point.
Kardashian scammed me again, girl. I went and bought the viral head wrap.
Jaw clenching is one of the most common and damaging stress behaviors women perform to their face and teeth. Research consistently shows women experiencing bruxism, jaw clenching, and other head pain related disorders far more than men. Which makes sense. Women are also more likely to experience anxiety, rumination, and chronic stress. The problem is that stress doesn't always show up as emotion. Sometimes it shows up as a muscle. And muscle has mass. So every time you clench your jaw, you're exercising the strongest muscle on your face, which is the masseter muscle. Now repeat that thousands of times a week while awake and asleep, and your face starts adapting. Your jaw feels tighter, your cheeks look heavier, your lower face appears wider, and suddenly you're trying to contour away a problem that's actually muscular. Most women think they're fighting aging, many are actually fighting tension. Most of us treat our ears literally as hangers. Hangers to wear earrings and hangers to just put earphones or AirPods. Meanwhile, the entire area around the ears sits right next to one of the most overworked muscles in the body, which is the masseter, and close to your mind, which takes all the stress. Now, if you look it up on YouTube, you will find a lot of these orthopedic who will use this term called TMJ. It's too long, I don't remember the full form, but basically it has got to do with figuring a way to ensure that your jaw remains not very tensed all the time. Now, as a serial jaw clencher myself who suffered some terrible consequences because of this habit, but also a bigger believer of simple everyday habits over fancy medical theories, here's my guide to some darkly effective ways to unclenching your jaw for good. First is the side block area, the muscles underneath that we largely abandon. They do the job of being like the brass straps for holding our jawlines and cheekbones tight and snitched enough. This area takes in a lot of tension. Just like brass straps don't stay supportive by being permanently tightened, in fact, that's often how they lose elasticity even faster. The same logic applies to the tissue supporting your jawline as well. Just take any oil or a high moisture cream for your face. Apply a good amount of it here. Take 2 fingers, place them here, and just do this. Think of this as giving your facial brass straps a break. Years of tension tend to bunch everything upward into an overworked spot. This helps spread the load again. Second are the ears who we treat as our hangers. This holds the most amount of tension around our skull because your ears sort of double up as like the pressure cooker whistle for your nervous system. It doesn't matter what emotion that you're experiencing, but eventually they will heat up. Hot ears are often your nervous system's way of saying that the engine is running hotter than it should. Again, they are the pressure cooker whistle of the brain jaw crossfire. Twist them, roll them, fold them, anything that gets them moving again. Third is behind the earlobe. This dent that you feel, like just put your finger here and do this. The place where you'll actually feel the movement happening is where you need to hold either 2 fingers or a thumb, whatever works best for you, because thumb will be able to put more pressure on it, and just circular massage. Here is where, like that junction point where everything just takes a turn. This is it. This move will hurt a lot at the beginning, but over time start applying pressure to this point to truly unclench the masseter. Another thing that I find very fascinating about Safina is that her confidence varies with what her mind tells her what she has to lose. Exhibit 1, Safina with Murad after she physically assaulted a girl for texting him.
अच्छा छोड़ ना, सॉरी, फिर से नहीं होएगा ऐसा.
कहा मेरी कसम?
मर जाएगा तू.
Exhibit 2, Safina with Murad after she physically assaulted a girl on who he cheated her upon. I don't know if I said it okay.
सुन, मैं उससे माफी मांग लूंगी. मेरे को मालूम है तेरा कुछ तो लफड़ा है उसके साथ.
और मेरे से ये अभी नहीं होता है.
क्या क्या बोला तू? क्या नहीं होता तेरे से?
कॉल मत कर.
Same girl, same boyfriend, literally the same situation, but different stakes. Because confidence is not a personality trait, it's often just a feeling of safety. And the moment we stop feeling safe, confidence is usually the first thing to leave. Which is interesting because one of the first things stress takes away from us is not beauty, but it's the feeling of safety. Which is why this may be the most important point in the video, because all the previous hacks help repair the damage. This one helps prevent it. There's this famous incident from the Met Gala where Hailey was being booed and bullied by Selena's fans while walking the red carpet. She got overwhelmed and cried. But instead of leaving, she put on a pair of glasses and stayed. And honestly, I think that's one of the smartest and most badass beauty decisions I've ever seen.
the eyes, Chico. They never lie.
Your eyes reveal far more than you realize. What you're feeling, where your attention is, whether you're exhausted, overwhelmed, or barely holding it together. And unlike most beauty concerns, there's very little you can do realistically to fix it overnight, let alone in the next few hours. Which is why I recommend using the same hack used by Hailey and one of fashion's most powerful women.
Anna, hi. Thanks for letting me come by.
Glasses, sunglasses, eyewear. Not just as a vision tool, but as a boundary. I mean, look at Anna. Nobody knows where she's looking, what she's thinking, who she's paying attention to. You see, the glasses decide how much access the world gets to her. And maybe more women should learn from that, because we'll happily own 200 eye care products that don't even work, but ignore the one thing that actually protects the eye area physically, emotionally, and visually. Objectively, from an appearance point of view, glasses help reduce the visibility of eye bags, break up tear troughs, hide redness, distract from puffiness, and most importantly, they block access that your eyes would otherwise give away for free. Your fatigue, your sleep deficit, emotions, stress, attention, they place a fashionable veil between you and the rest of the world at any hour of the day or night. And unlike eye creams that promise transformation, glasses provide immediate protection. They work the second you put them on, and please do your research on Pinterest. I genuinely think Indians wear glasses in an unnecessarily functional way. Go down the Pinterest rabbit hole and you'll discover hundreds of ways to wear eyewear that look stylish, expensive, intimidating, and unbelievably cool. There's an entire universe waiting for you beyond the standard Lenskart catalog. And honestly, if it's 3 a.m., you're wearing glasses and somebody decides to laugh at you, take it as proof that they're more interested in controlling your confidence than your outfit. Wear them more often, the glasses seem to be working. And while the glasses are the curtain, your brows make the frame. You see, brows are probably the closest thing beauty has ever come to an instant eye lift. And I genuinely believe fuller, darker brows make almost everyone look better. There's a reason why Kara's brows became more famous than most people's entire beauty routines. You see, the brows were the beauty routine. They make you look fresher, younger, prettier, leaner, more awake, all without changing a single thing about your actual eyes. And even if you have sparse brows, just get to applying castor oil at night, but until the real ones grow, start filling them in. You don't need an expensive product, but you do need to learn in person and then practice every day on how to shape and fill your brows to frame your face best. And for God's sake, don't try learning it on the internet. It does not go too well. I've already made a detailed video on brows and I'll link it in the description below. Because if you choose to wear absolutely no makeup, please wear your brows. If you choose between kajal and brows, you need to choose brows. And if life is falling apart and you only have 30 seconds, do your brows. So girls, this is part 2 of the Skinxiety hacks. Please always remember, you are the main character, Safina, of everyone's life. Never let any Albina, Sky, or even Murad for that matter to ever get into your head, ever. And always remember, there's nobody better than you, and tell yourself every single day. I'll see you in the next